Hello students, today we are doing a sum on forfeiture of share. Now what do you understand by the word forfeiture? Forfeiture means cancellation of shares. Now you will be wondering why company is cancelling the share. Because of the call in arrear, like one of the shareholder have not paid the call money. It was under call in arrear. So now you also know how to record call in arrears in the books of account. Now what company do? Company sends him reminders that you are supposed to pay the call money, and every reminder is being given extra time to the shareholder to pay the money. So the first reminder, again extra time will be given, and if the first reminder also is not paying the call money, company will at the third time will issue a forfeiture letter. Now forfeiture letter will clearly indicate that if you don't pay by this date, again one more extra time will be given, one more final date deadline will be given, and by that deadline if the shareholder is not paying, company will say that your shares will get cancelled automatically after this date. So this is how the procedure is. Company can't cancel the shares directly. Company have to give extra time to the shareholder to arrange money and pay. But after giving reminder letter and after giving forfeiture letter with the extra time, also he is not arranging the money and paying the money to the company, then company have a right to cancel the share of that particular shareholder. Now you will be thinking, after cancelling the shares, what company will do with those cancelled shares? Company is going to reissue it in the market. Now in the market, company will reissue those shares at the market value. So company is anyway not in a loss because the market value of the share is higher. So it is never a loss for a company to reissue those shares. And let's assume other way around. The market value of the share is less than the face value. So suppose the face value is 10 rupees and the market value is 8 rupees. Now you will be thinking, if we sell those shares at 8 rupees, company is incurring a loss of 2 rupees. But students, I will also want to tell you that when we forfeited the share of that particular shareholder, he had made arrears at the time of say allotment or the like at the time of first call or second call or might be final call, but he paid application money, if you remember, then only we can allot shares. He applied with the application money, so that application money company is having with this in his hand, and he didn't pay the allotment money, first call money, or whatsoever may be the case. So application money is there in the hand of the company. So let's assume application money was 2 rupees. So that 2 rupees is with the company which we have received from that particular shareholder. So that 2 rupees is never refunded. When we cancel the shares of that particular shareholder, we don't refund any money which he has paid. We simply cancel the shares, and the money which he paid, might be 2 rupees or 3 rupees per share, will be held by the company. So what you can interpret from here, that even if the market value is less, company is not incurring any loss. So in our example, what I said, face value was 10 rupees. Out of 10 rupees, 2 rupees we received as a application money, and the later calls he didn't pay and company cancelled his shares. Now the market value is below the face value. Market value is 8 rupees. Company is still happy to reissue those shares at 8 rupees, and already 2 rupees application money was there with the company. So finally company is getting 10 rupees. Are you clear with this example? So this is how company work. If there is a call in arrear, after giving reminders, shareholder is not paying the money, company cancels the share, and whatever earlier installment he has paid will be held by the company. And what else? Company can reissue those cancelled shares in the market. and whatever may be the case, if the market value is on a higher side, company will get a profit here after cancelling the shares. So this is how it works, students. Now let us solve one sum wherein I have selected one question I am going to solve on the board, wherein question says we have forfeited the shares and we have reissued in the market. So let's do that sum. And also one more thing, I am going to post a link of this question in the description box. You just tap on that link, you can download the question or you can take a printout, whatever way you are comfortable with. So let's continue with the sum, students. So students, I am reading the question first. SS Limited makes an issue of 10,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each. So the face value given to you is 100. Payable as follows. There are 3 installment given in the sum. Application 50 rupees, allotment 25 and second call 25. So there are only 3 installment in this sum. Members holding 400 shares. Listen this carefully. Members holding 400 shares did not pay the second call. So at the time of second call, students, we are going to show call in arrear. When to show? Second call, at the time of second call. And the shares were duly forfeited. After that, we have forfeited the shares. Out of the forfeited shares, 200 shares were reissued at the rate of rupees 50 per share. Past journal entry. So let's start the entry first. How many shares were offered? 10,000. So very easy, students, tell me bank entry of for application का bank entry, bank account debit to equity share application account. So how many shares were offered by the company? 10,000 shares were offered by the company. And how many applications were received? That is not given in the sum. So you will have to assume whatever is offered is received. So we offered 10,000 shares, we received application for 10,000 with the application money. What is the application money given in the sum? 50 rupees. So if you multiply, what is the answer? 5 lakh. Correct? Now tell me, students, transfer entry, very easy. These are basic sums, basic entries. Equity share, application account debit to equity share capital account. There is no pro rata, nothing. It's a very simple sum I have selected. Why I have taken a very simple sum, students? Because I want you to focus on forfeiture ka entry. So I have taken a very basic sum, basic entries. So I want to cancel this. So what you will be doing? You will be writing the same amount. Since this is a temporary account, I want to cancel. You are going to write same amount, 5 lakh. So your application account gets cancelled. So done with the application money. Now what, students? You are going to pass allotment ka transfer entry. Was there any premium given? No, there is no premium. And how much we are asking at the time of allotment? 25 rupees. So what will be your entry, students? Transfer entry, equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital account. Now let's write down the working in bracket. 10,000 shares were allotted and we are asking 25 rupees. So it will be 2,50,000. Now let's check the question, students. Or they said like there is a arrear at the time of allotment, because if there is arrear at the time of allotment, I will have to show arrear here. Let's check the sum. Members holding 400 shares did not pay the second call. Okay, fine. So allotment ka money we have received entirely, no need to show here. So again simple basic entry, bank account debit to equity share allotment account. Since allotment is a temporary account, I am going to write same amount to cancel it, 2,50,000. Very basic entries. Okay. Now fifth, second call ka transfer entry. So it will be equity share second call account debit to equity share capital account. What is the calculation? How many shares were allotted? 10,000 shares. And second call is of 25 rupees. So total amount receivable is 2,50,000. Now, you will be telling me bank entry and there is a arrear here. So tell me bank entry with arrear account. Bank account debit, call in arrear account debit to equity share second call account, and we need to cancel this second call temporary account. I am going to write same amount, 2,50,000. So my temporary account gets cancelled. Now let's write down the working for arrears. How many shares were in arrears? Members holding 400 shares did not pay the second call. 400 shares and second call is of 25. So what will be your answer? 2 zeros, 25 fours are 100. So 10,000, correct? So for bank account you have to write a balancing amount, 2,40,000. Correct. 2,40,000 and 10,000. So we have shown arrears. Correct. Now what question is saying next? These shares were forfeited. Okay, so you need to tell me forfeiture ka entry. So what is forfeiture ka entry, students? This is your forfeiture. How many shares you are forfeiting, students? You are forfeiting 400 shares. How many shares we are going to forfeit here? 400 shares. So now in forfeiture, what do you mean by forfeiture, students? Your shares is getting cancelled. So when share gets cancelled, your capital account decreases. So you will debit capital account. Since capital is decreasing, you will debit capital account. 2. If you are cancelling the shares, there is no need to show the arrear now. Since you are cancelling, there is no more arrear account. So cancel this arrear account. What you have given debit effect. So you will credit here. So your arrear account will get cancelled. Okay. So since I want to cancel arrear account, I am going to write the same amount, 10,000. For arrear account, I am writing the same amount to cancel it. For capital, how many shares you are cancelling? 400 shares you are cancelling. And you are cancelling this after making calls of 50 rupees, 25 rupees, 25. So this is fully called. If it is fully called, you will multiply it with the 100 rupees, which is equal to the face value. So it will be 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 40,000. So now, as you can see, there is a difference. How much amount of difference is there? 30,000 in credit. So what account to use here? Since you are forfeiting, you will use forfeiture account. So you will write it as equity share forfeiture account. And this is your balancing figure. Correct? And I take this value I always take it as A. I will explain you later why I have taken this value as A. This I am going to use a working note in the next entry. As of now, just I have taken this balancing amount 30,000 as variable A. So understood how to pass forfeiture ka entry? In forfeiture, what is happening? Your capital is decreasing, so capital account debit. Earlier, there is no sense of keeping arrear account now. Since the share is cancelled, no one is going to pay money. So arrear will also get cancelled by crediting it, and balancing figure you will write it in forfeiture account. Am I clear with this entry? Now question says, out of these 400 shares, we have reissued in the market 200 shares of this. Okay, fine. I am passing reissue ka entry over here. This is reissue ka entry. How many shares we are reissuing, students? We are reissuing 200 shares. Now when you reissue in the market, money is coming in. So bank account debit what comes in? Share forfeiture account. Why forfeiture account is debited? I'll explain you after writing the values. To equity share capital account. Now let's write down the value of what the question says. Out of these 400 forfeited shares, 200 shares were reissued as fully paid up at rupees 50 per share. So the question is saying we are reissuing 200 shares, and what is the issue price given? 50 rupees. So this is issue price. What is issue price given in the question? 50 rupees. You are issuing shares at 50 rupees. What is the face value, students? You will write face value in capital account. 200 shares into face value. How much is face value? 100. You will always multiply it with the face value, and here you will multiply it with the issue price. Am I clear with this? For bank account, you will multiply with the issue price, that is 50 rupees. For capital account, you will multiply with the face value, that is 100 rupees. Now, can you see loss here? You are giving 100 ka shares at 50 rupees. This is a loss. So loss will be debited. This is a loss amount. Loss will be debited in forfeiture account. Loss is always debited. As per the rule, debit all expenses and losses. So balancing amount, I will take it as a loss, and this loss we will put it in forfeiture account. Since this is loss due to forfeiture, you will put this loss in forfeiture account. What will be this amount? 200 into 200? 20,000. 200 into 50? 10,000. So what is the loss amount, students? 10,000. I am taking this loss amount as variable B. I have taken this balancing amount as variable B, and here I have taken balancing amount as variable A. So am I clear with this? When you are passing forfeiture ka entry, balancing amount, you will take it as variable A. When you are passing reissue ka entry, balancing amount, you will take it as variable B. Now this variable A and B, I am going to use it in my working note. See, this is how you have to do the working note now. So this is your working note. Now how to do this working note, students? Very important, pay attention. You have to write number of shares and amount. You have to write shares and amount. So tell me, students, how many shares we forfeited? Check here. Check in this entry, entry number 7. How many shares you forfeited? I have written here. You have forfeited 400 shares. So I will write 400 below the shares. 400 below the shares. Correct? So you forfeited 400 shares. What is your balancing amount when you forfeited 400 shares? Your balancing amount is 30,000. So this is variable A. The value of A is 30,000. That amount I am going to write here. So when you forfeited 400 shares, the amount was 30,000. Now what you are going to do? You are going to write reissued shares. Now check entry number 8. How many shares we have reissued? I have written here in margin date column 200 shares. So if you have reissued 200 shares, what should be the amount? You have to cross multiply and get the value of X. So if you cross multiply, you will get value of X as 15,000 rupees. Am I clear with this? Have you understood? So what we have done in this working note, we forfeited 400 shares and the amount was 30,000. If we have reissued 200 shares, what will be the value? The value is 15,000. This we cross multiply. We got 15,000 for the reissued. Now minus from this variable B. So reissue mein we have written B. Check. Reissue mein the value of B is 10,000. So this you have to minus. So whatever is left will get transferred to capital reserve. So how much is balance? 5,000. This will get transferred to capital reserve. Now why we are doing this, students? Because this is profit. When we forfeited, how much profit we were having? 30,000. See, profit is always credited. Check. This is my profit. This is my profit. So when we forfeited shares, what is my profit amount? 30,000. And when we reissued, there was a loss. So we reissued 200 shares only. So what will be the loss for 200 shares? To find the loss amount, you have to cross multiply. So it should be 15,000. But what an balancing figure we got? 10,000. The actual loss is 10,000 only. So how much you saved? 5,000. This is your profit. And this profit will be transferred to capital reserve. So you will have to pass transfer ka entry now. Your ninth entry is transfer entry. So what will be your transfer entry? Share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve account. How much you will transfer to capital reserve account? 5,000 as per our working note. So this is how you have calculated capital reserve ka amount. Let me explain one more time. How many shares you forfeited? 400. And how much profit you got? 30,000. So this is your profit amount. I want to find out what will be my profit for reissued shares. How many shares we reissued? 200. So what will be my profit amount for 200 shares? Cross multiply. So profit amount for 200 reissued share is 15,000. And how much loss you incurred at the time of reissue? 10,000 minus this loss, value of B from this. So your remaining profit is 5,000 that you will transfer to capital reserve. I hope you have understood. Thank you, students.